Hello, this is Michael B., always seeking higher truth. And I'm sure it comes as no surprise, I'm going to talk about the GOP debate number 2 last night. Real quick, first of all, Miss Figurina Ferrona, whatever your name is, you are ugly and you were a complete disaster at Lucent and at HP. You are not qualified to make me a sandwich, so go away. Ben Carson, nice guy, stick to medicine. You're done on everything else, really. Rand Paul, you have a nice record. I like you, loved your father. You are a spineless worm. You've got no guts, you've got no balls, and quite frankly, you're weak. Donald Trump, first of all, is correct on illegal immigration and the 14th Amendment. The original intent in 1868 in regards to citizenship was that if you are born here from parents who have an allegiance to a foreign country, you are not a citizen. So a woman comes here, and he's right about Asia. He's the only one who talked about it. Alex Jones of Infowars.com talked about that the other day. That women from China are coming here in droves, squatting, having a kid. And they're not American citizens. This anchor baby stuff is just another libtard progressive coup to eventually make this country a one-party system. Now, I understand that we have rhinos in the establishment GOP that basically you kind of have that already, but the end game is to make that crystal clear. And that's happening. Because these people are very easy to mold and manipulate to vote Democrat to get their free stuff. Donald Trump is also correct in that we should be promoting assimilation. This country speaks English. Jeb Bush married to a Mexican national. I get it, Jebby. You gotta not only please mama, but you gotta please your wife. So you have to have sympathy for these squatters, and you think it's cool to speak Spanish, and Trump caught you in a lie. You said, well, when a high school kid asked me a question in Spanish, I'll answer it in Spanish. Trump nailed you. It was a freaking reporter. Was it a reporter from high school, Jebby? Probably not. And you have Marco Rubio, who thinks it's great to speak Spanish all the time. Here's a very quick scenario. You open a business and you need restorations done to it. You look for a small construction company, right? You'll find 2 of them owned by a Spanish guy. The first Spanish guy can only speak Spanish, so you can't communicate with him. You can't tell him what you need, and he can't tell you how he do it. Spanish guy number 2 speaks both languages very well. So he can speak English with you. You can tell him what you need. He can tell you how he can do it. Who are you going to hire? Are you going to hire the guy that you can't communicate with, or are you going to hire the guy you can communicate with? Final question. Who has a better chance of success in this country? Someone that can converse with only one pocket of people, or someone that can converse with everybody? Doesn't take a Rhodes Scholar to figure out the answer to that question. All this non-assimilation business is another coup by the so-called progressives to keep these people down in squalor and beg for more state benefits, federal benefits, which the Democrats are more than happy to continue to dole out. And the new people that actually work Wonder why American wages have been flat for 30 years. Well, if I'm a business owner, if I can get away with hiring an illegal for $10 an hour to work like a dog and be happy with that, why should I hire you, an American, for $25 an hour? Why should I? So, wake up, you libtards that promote all of this crap. Foreign policy. All I hear is we got to strengthen the military. Strengthen the military. We've got 188 bases in like 180 countries. What do you need? 400 bases in 300 countries? The entire federal budget, more than half of it, goes to the military. What, you need 70% now? We can blow up the planet 85 times. Do you need to make it 90 times? Now, what you need to do, and I agree with Rand Paul, get the hell out. Somebody messes with us, you take them out to win. You leave them a parking lot and you get the hell out. But you don't create vacuums. And Vladimir Putin is 1,000% right. The biggest geopolitical mistake was taking out Soviet Russia. Because what do we have now? We have every jerk-offistan coming here, destroying Western Europe, on their way to destroy America. You've got mayhem caused by ISIS, Al-Qaeda, El-Ogats. Doesn't matter what their name is this week. Iraq is a nightmare. Saddam Hussein, we don't have to agree with his tactics, but you know what? It's true, and Donald Trump was right. Shouldn't have gotten involved in 2003. I'm guilty. I drank the Kool-Aid of 9/11. I thought it was just a band of terrorists. Had no idea Osama bin Laden was an FBI agent. No idea. So I got a hard on, from shock and awe until I woke up. Until I woke up. States' rights. And I hear 10th Amendment, 10th Amendment. Folks, the 10th Amendment is dead. The 14th Amendment, we go back to that, had some good points, really some bad points. And the bad point is, it nullifies every freaking state law if the Supreme Court wants to. Case in point, I'm looking to the left. Similarities between the Supremacy Clause in the Constitution and the Privileges or Immunities Clause of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, which states, no state shall make or enforce a law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of the citizens of the United States. And your citizenry to the federal government supersedes this so-called state citizenship. The difference between the two is that while the Supremacy Clause deals with the relationships between the federal government and the states, the 14th Amendment deals with the relationships among the federal government, the states, and here it comes, and the citizens of the United States. So when those men on the podium last night, at the dais last night, wants to preach Kentucky law states that marriage is only between men and women, and I agree with that. Don't get me wrong. The 14th Amendment nullifies that. And that's what the Supreme Court used to make same-sex marriage valid in all 50 states and its territories. The Supreme Court ruled that everyone in the United States has an individual right to their unique personalities and beliefs, and there is no formula to reduce those rights. Therefore, that majority opinion overrides Kentucky. And I don't like it either, folks. Look up The Red Amendment. It's a book written by L.B. Bork. You will not like it. You are a corporate fiction. The Supremacy Clause and the Privileges or Immunity Clause gives the Supreme Court the right to opine that any law written by the federal government or by the states, if they deem it as a block to rights and privileges, by that are not even in the Constitution. I can't find in any place where the Constitution, where the first 10 amendments or the Declaration of Independence say that we've got the right to marry whoever we want. I mean, it's common sense. You can get married, but that's a choice. Who says it's a right? If the Supreme Court deems a concept of being a right, guess what, sports fans? They've got the last say. The 14th Amendment has made the Supreme Court an omnipotent machine to change the landscape of this country by a 5-4 vote when they deem it politically advantageous. That is what this country has become. In closing, I cannot help but like Mike Huckabee. First of all, he's the only one that's spot on that we need only a consumption tax. You buy it, you pay a tax. This income tax thing, a complete illegal sham to separate the rich elite from everybody else. And I don't know who the hell in their right minds can deny it, but knock yourselves out. I love Mike Huckabee's strong stance on Judeo-Christian values. And once again, I know I'm going to hear it from the libtards. It's not a Christian country. Yes, it is. And I've got ample references that the original intent of the Founding Fathers and all the other framers was that the country's decisions was going to be based on the moral and ethical principles of the one true God, Yahweh, Jehovah, and his son, Jesus, Yeshua Christ, and the Bible. I've got ample references. Go ahead, blast me. Don't care. And I like his anti-abortion sentiment. It's murder, period. Needs to go away. I'm going to say something really radical. And I'm already at the 14-minute mark, so half of you will quit at the 5. You won't even hear this. That's a shame. We need a president who, without actually saying the words, but declare himself a dictator. He must be a dictator of virtue, an executive order, all of this trash that we've accumulated the last 45 years, and especially the last 7. And he needs to wipe it away, because it's not going to happen through Congress. It's not going to happen through the Supreme Court. And folks, one of the biggest things that we could fight on is repealing the 14th Amendment and only take parts of it that clearly defines what it takes to be a United States citizen and the requirements to stay here. Period. So, we're in a lot of trouble. And you progressives that want to appease Islam, it's going to destroy us. These Muslims are a henchman for the globalist destruction of Western civilization. And you people that call us xenophobes and haters, you know what? Wait until this scourge is in your backyard. Then you're going to be coming to me and saying, oh, Michael B., you were right. Why didn't I listen? Well, too late. Because I'll probably be dead by then. So when it hits your backyard, when you're at your personal ground zero, you're going to change your mind, but it's going to be too late. Because we're already going to look like much of Africa, much of Asia, and now what Western Europe is turning into. So enjoy. In closing, freedom without discernment is reckless. America and Western civilization without Christianity is suicide by socialism. This is Michael B., always and always seeking and proclaiming higher truth.